One of my best tips I ever gave. The goal of this video is to help you to find the moment when you should play against your own wall and when not. Because I feel like some people found it amazingly fun to play against the wall, but it might not be the best opportunity. So maybe I can help you with a few tips on when you should do that and when you shouldn't. So you can win the point, the game, the match and the tournament. So where are you waiting for? Click and watch the entire video, subscribe, become a member, and like, basically, every video. Vamos! Hello and welcome everybody! Today we are in Oosthout, in Voorhout, and we're going to do when to play against your own wall. Vamos! And with myself, with Sven. Kom in! Also for this video we're going to divide it into reading the ball first, and then it's about decision making, and then it's the actual technique. So you should watch the entire video, but if you want to skip, you can do that. I can see that you're skipping, so be careful. Reading the ball. How much time do you have to get to the ball? So it's important to know, to watch and to see how high the ball actually is, because you might have time to get to the glass. And what happens a lot, to be honest, I feel like that when somebody gets lobbed, that they are running with the speed of the lob, and the lob is quite a slow ball. But I truly believe that you are faster than the ball. When you get lobbed, try to run super duper fast to the glass and then wait there. Because then you have way more options than if you are super slow. And I believe that you are faster. So go there, have a coffee, then play the ball back. Because being slow or watching the lob, wow, what a beautiful lob, and then you don't have any time. So you have to be super fast, wait, hit, win every match, tournament. Vamos. Reading the ball, is it necessary to play that ball? Is it necessary to use the wall? Or do you just want to feel alive and like bam, that you had a tough day at work and you think, okay, I am going to destroy the ball today because I feel like it? I understand, but it's not always the best option. You have to calculate if you can get behind the ball. If you can't, then you have to use the contra-pared bola. But if you have time, you can get behind the ball, and it's so much better to play with your face towards your opponents, because then you know what's going on. If you're running there, I cannot see what you are doing. And then you can do everything and kill me. You can make like a sneaky tactic to win against me. Always run super fast and then wait. When the ball hits the wall, wait. Tranquilo, tío. Bajada, tío. That's how you do it. Fast, running, and then take a break. Vamos. Deciding. You have two options. You can play the ball low against the wall, and then the ball just goes over the net. Or you can play high like a lob, a contra-pared global. So you can play a lob against the wall, or you can play super low, but that costs much more strength. That's not really easy to do with a loose technique. I think the technique should be very, very loose to do this. Also, the decision making is important that maybe in the third set where the balls are a little bit old, then it would be a little bit more difficult to use the glass, like your own glass. And if you have a backhand like this, then it might be difficult to do as well. So I think you should only play against your own wall when you have a forehand, or when you're super good, you can play the backhand against the wall as well. But that's not easy to do, because that's more like of a flick, not really a technique. I think the whole point of this video is try to don't do it. Because you have more options if you don't. So run faster, so you have the option to don't play this specific shot. And you could do it, but then play it as a lob. And if you are super advanced, play low on the feet. When the wall is wet, it is quite easy. The ball goes quite fast or easy over the net. Because the ball is wet and then it comes back a lot. So make sure when the wall is wet that you could use the wall, but don't hit it too hard, because then the ball will go out. And that you play absolutely straight. Because if you play a little bit cross, then the ball goes out. And you win less points if you play the ball out. It's one of my best tips I ever gave. So try to play in. When you have old balls, it is harder. So try to play with new balls, because then paddle is way more realistic. So if you don't use good balls, then paddle becomes mini tennis. And do you want to become a better tennis player or paddle player? So if you play against big smashers, be careful, then might be play the low option. After you did this shot, make sure to recover to the basic defending position. Maybe it's too much when you play off the wall and then you go immediately back to the net. Then you're running around too much. Take it easy. Be careful. When you play against your own wall, the ball will rotate way more. So the ball goes and gets topspin on the ball. So that means is that the guy over there or the girl over there can smash the ball out of the court or smash the ball back easier. So with the technique, it's very important that you move your racket from very low to high, because you want to impact the glass super high, because that makes the ball go over the net. So prepare your racket super low and end with your racket super high, because then you get that ball over the net. Because some people, they are like struggling to get the ball over the net and they're using strength. If you use strength, you only use big muscles. So you only use your entire arm and your shoulder. If you relax your arm, and then you use way more muscles. Then you use your underarm, your wrist, everything. So that makes the ball go over the net. I will show you that I can play the ball over the net with 2 fingers on my racket. 2 fingers on the racket. It's not that I have strong fingers. I just swing the bloody racket. If you use your own glass, never play with slice. The ball's never going to make it. So the technique has to be flat or topspin. If you play topspin, the ball is spinning even more, but it might get easy to get the ball over the net. But I prefer to keep it in a flat way, because then you have the most control. And with more control, you win everything. With the technique, it's also super important to keep some space in between you and the racket. So keep it a little bit wider from you. And if you hit higher than yourself, then you never hit your face. So don't be scared that you hit yourself. Because if you hit the ball up, then the ball goes up and it never hits you. And if it does, the best score you could possibly have is a score you get from Padel. Okay, so for the technique, you don't want to hit the ball here. This is too close, because then it's too difficult. So try to have a very low preparation. My racket is nearly on the ground, and I want to end all the way here. So I have it here and there. So I end very high. My goal is also to hit it very high on the glass. So now I'm going to hit it, and it goes super high. With the backhand, this shot is quite complicated. I will show it, but it's not the easiest thing to do. So if you have some strength, then you can do this. If you don't, then don't. Then try to get behind the ball as fast as possible. That should be, by the way, the best option to play. With the backhand, then it's important to have a continental grip and to also hit from low to high. So you can do high, low preparation. Maybe you can choose. Oh, look where I end. So I start very low, I end very high. Sometimes you don't have time and then it's just a wrist action. It's also possible, but it's not easy. No fácil. Tío. You can train this contra-pared bolita very easily. Be close to the wall and hit against the wall. You can practice it yourself. When you do a drill, it is super important that the feeder of the ball plays the ball that it's difficult. If it's easy, then you shouldn't use the wall. So you have to create a realistic situation to practice this specific shot. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you want to see more videos, please like the video, subscribe and sneeze. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live or when we have Sas, I'm making an outro. So you know when we have another video. If you want to become a member, let me know. You can text me, WhatsApp me if you have any questions. Helps a lot if you share it as well. Means a lot. We can reach more people. My goal is to get the level up of everybody. So where are you waiting for? Share it so your friend sees it and your friend becomes better and you make a new couple and then you win all of your matches, of course. Hasta luego. Ciao. Adios.